Hi everybody, and welcome back to HEX Token channel. Well, Rich is doing a really cool interview at the moment. I think it's with a YouTuber that's got over 1 million subscribers called Kevin, something like that. So definitely check that out. And of course, let's get straight into it, folks. Hex.com. Let's get into the daily update, hot off the press. It just published now, date 7/5/7, the 28th of December 2021. And the price is a time snapshot, I should say, at 29.1 cents. And that's down slightly, down 3.3%, but still in the trading range that we've talked about, 27 to 31 cents. And they're very, very cool. The return on investment multiplier of 5,161. Let's look at this Tshare rate, which is awesome today. I mean, fab. Look at this, 6.685 Tshare or hex per Tshare. Amazing. So if you're staked, you're loving it. Now, this was actually caused in part that also sold down the price a little bit with the stake getting out. We're going to look at that later when we look at the whale bot. Tshare price 5,809. And the Tshare rate 940.9 up 8. And of course, we've only got a couple of days left till the end of the year. So we've got, what, about 3 days? And so are we going to make it to 20,000 before the end of the year, or is it going to be something in the new year? Let us see what happens there. 20,000 would be amazing. All right, so the average stake length, 5.99 years. Oh my gosh, we've got stakes coming out. That means the longer stakes are making this go up, and 5.99. So shorter stakes going out there. It's increasing the average, folks. We're almost at 6 years. Can you believe it? Annual percentage yield rate, interest, and early in-stake penalties, 42.56%. Amazing. Over 40%. Don't you gotta love it? That's all those penalties. We're going to check them out. Liquidity pool, 120.5 million hex in the pool, and that's up, what about just 1 or 2 million, probably 2 million there approximately from the day before. Liquidity pool is 33 million USD, down 865,000, or probably about 800,000, I should say. And then the liquidity in the pool is 1,354. So let's have a look at the valuations. We've got 17.85 billion, market cap 167.82 billion with the origin and wallet included. That's down almost 5 million from no, almost 4 million, I should say. Maybe about 3.5 million from the day before. We've got Tshare market rate 62.04 billion, and the number of Tshares 10,679,303, down 8,500. That is amazing. So if you've got Tshares, you are loving it, and of course we expected to see this while the stakes are coming out all the way up to the 2nd of January 2022. Total supply 637.3 billion, minimum inflation 25.3. That's on the slightly higher side. Yes, the second highest day in the last 10 days. Circulating supply 576 billion, and that's a pretty big increase today. 178, almost 179 million hex. So that's a big day. All this extra supply, what's going to happen to it? Is it going to hold for the pulse chain copy? Is it going to sell into the market? Is it going to stake short, medium, long? What's it going to do there? Is it going to sacrifice? That's the thing. So I've already seen some of this sell down. So we're going to look at that at the hex spot. All right, so stake supply 61.2, and that's down 153 million. So all the stuff's coming out, folks, and we expected to see that. It's going to slow down when we get to January. Presumably, we will still always get some short-term big OG stakes, but on the most part, it's going to slow down. GA up 14 million. Wow. So good accounting up 40 million today. There's over 1 billion hex sitting in good accounting. Stake percentage of coins at 9.61%. And let us move on there. So that's even lower. So when that goes down, it means your APY is basically an interest is going up. If it was because obviously the 3.69% inflation approximately goes to stakers. So if there's under 9.6% of coin staked, if it was 10%, you're getting 36.9%. But of course, you're going to get higher than that because it's less than 10% staked. Payout per is the stakers, amazing, 71.4 million. A very, very cool day for the office. Remember, this is all deferred inflation. This is one of the geniuses of how the hex works. Penalties, oh my gosh, look at this, folks. 15.9 million in hex penalties. So we got the penalties, folks, for people early unstaking, but some of that was actually sold down into the market, so that's why it put some selling pressure onto the price. We're going to check that out, as I say, when we look at the whale bot. Holders, we're almost there, folks. 399,628. We're almost at 400,000 holders. Very, very cool. Change is up 486, and if we get another day like this, we're over 400 tomorrow, and that'd be pretty cool before the end of 2021. That's a pretty cool milestone. Current stake is 73,210, up 61. Total stake is 92,473, up 138, and current holders 278,194, up 325. That's the results, folks, for day 757, and of course the penalties and the HEX per Tshare rate here, 6.685, were the highlights of the day. Wow, 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 very cool. Let's have a quick look at the market price. Here we are at 29.1 cents, so still staying in this range. As I say, you know, what's the range here? So between 27 cents and 31 cents, say. It's kind of the way, or 32 cents, you might argue. And we've been staying in that range, and a nice green candle. And I did talk about us probably having a green candle. There we are. Let's put it in my old prediction, which I'm going to be updating. This is what a prediction I did back on the 11th. Look at this. I mean, looks pretty. It's not a perfect fit, but it's pretty close at the moment. So, but I'm going to be updating this in any case with a few extra pieces of information. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. Very, very cool. And let's jump over to the liquidity. We've got 85.9% in USDC. That's up slightly. So almost at 86% in USDC. Tshare rate 5,804 at the moment, and of course you can see the Tshare price starting to rise there. The Tshare in yellow, Tshare price in yellow is a function of the HEX price in white there, and of course the function of the Tshare rate, which is heading up towards 20 million. It's only up and to the right, so very, very cool. Adoption is increasing. Now this is going to explode, I think, in 2022. This chart will look quite small, I think, when we start moving into 2022. And of course the payouts have been stellar, and look at these outliers. We've had some really good outliers. Really is great to be HEX staker, and it seems like you're a rarer staker at the moment with the number of T-shirts coming out, but next year with the virality we could see a nice little resurgence there. All right, so here's our 15-year global stakes coming out. As we always talk about, that we're on the front end. This is running out of steam. We're going to check that out now. And here's the 5-month view. You can see we've got this coming out on the 29th, 788,000. This is our 12-day stake, remember? So what are they going to do with that? They're going to stake out another 12 days, or they're going to try and hold it off for the PulseX sacrifice, which I think they might just hold that if they're going to be doing some sacrifice. I just have a feeling they're going to do some sacrifice. Could be wrong about that, but we'll see. It was interesting they just did 12 days on it. That was probably the main thing. They could have done 30 days or something, but they chose to do 12 days. So interesting to see that. Then we've got our last big original candle, 802 million HEX, and by the time we get to the 2nd of January, which is what I talk about, we've got 168,751 T-shares coming. Interesting. Now we'll see whether we get any sort of monthly stakes from any OGs in the middle here, but definitely our next big candle is this 1 billion HEX, and that's all the way out on the 9th of May 2022. So a huge gap. You can see not a lot of supply here. If we get a big sacrifice over here, and a lot of people don't sell, a lot of people restake, then we've got a lot of open room for a very little supply on the market. And if we get HEX scale and more billionaires and stuff like that moving in, you can see, and more retail adoption, you can see that the price can really start to soar. Going to be pretty neat. HEX Whalebot, let's check it out here. We had 6.3 million HEX in stake at 23 hours. This got a penalty of 4.2 million. So this is where our penalties were coming from. They had a 1,831 day stake. They ended up at 387. So lots of gains. Some people might be playing the strategy of early in staking to get ready for the PulseX. They're going to try and get a bigger return in PulseX rather than play out the HEX stakes and the HEX price. So some people will take that strategy. And then here's another one here, payout 386 days, 1830. So we see another one of those. So all these people taking that same strategy. Interesting. And then we had a normal one here, 40 million come out up to 229 days, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. Let's jump up here. 10 million came out. Then this is the big one that sold us down yesterday. Moved us down into the 27s, I think. Yesterday the payout was 10 million. and of course they got a penalty of 10.2 million. This is where the majority of the penalty came in, 562. Now after they did that 14 hours ago, they sold within about 10 minutes. They sold 3.4 million of this 10.3 million payout. So we'll see whether they're going to sacrifice either USDC or some of the HEX, or whether it's going to, or they just sold some of it down just to get the profits as a HEX OGS. So interesting. Here's that for 3.4 million. That's from the same account there. So that 10.3, they sold 3.4 million down not long afterwards. That was 14 hours ago. So that explains some of the price rise at that time, price fall, sorry, at that time, and a few other people jumped on the bandwagon at that time as well. 13 hours ago, 925,000 HEX was sold as well. That was 13 hours ago, so you got a bit of that down price. 710,000 HEX that just bought 11 hours ago, so it was nice to see that. And then another almost a million HEX bought again another 3 hours ago. So we had two nice buys there, start to lift the price back up into that 29-cent range. 1.4 million HEX sold, however, 1 hour ago. But then we got and then another 2.2 million HEX sold as well. 1 hour ago, and then we got 1.4 million HEX just bought 1 hour ago, so it's kept the price up and around that 29 cents, and that is where we got it. So that's the HEX, folks. Let's jump over to PulseChain. Obviously, PulseChain is going to be amazing. I think it's going to really shock and awe the whole market, and of course, we love these goals that are going to be in the PulseChain. Is going to be pretty neat. As well, so pretty cool. Let's jump over to the GitLab. We had quite a few updates in testnet, Faucet, and the GoPulse 18 hours ago. Some decent updates there, so I'm not sure what's in that, but definitely some updates. The PulseChain testnet 2.0 is running 4.2 second blocks, so just still going. Let us jump over to Richard Hart's tweets. We've got a few more insights around PulseX. 18 hours ago, Mr. PulseChain.com sacrifice, the PulseX.com sacrifice should start in just days. So Richard in his live stream today said within 24 to 30 hours, so it's definitely on the plate now. Maybe you could swap your PLS for PLS at a good rate after the Pulse exchange main launch. So some people wanted to do that. They want to get PLS, so they're going to sacrifice for Pulse. But before the Ethereum bridges to Pulse open, so it could be a day or two delay for the Ethereum bridge. So people will be trading on the PulseChain.com one. But once again, I still think it's maybe the launch is probably 6 weeks at the earliest away. So just take that into account. So what else do we see on here? Here's another example. 15 hours ago, PulseX launches when Pulse does. Anyone can start a PulseX trading peer on PulseX, and some people have been asking about, so there we are. Anyone can add liquidity to it. Anyone can trade it, and then a day or two later, the bridge to Ethereum comes live, and Pulse can start absorbing economic energy from ETH and ERC20. So very, very cool. Right, so that was pretty cool insight. Nice little video here about top 3 cryptos, HEX, PulseChain, and PulseX. I thought it was pretty cool. So you can see that up here. Nice little video there. Richard Hart's channels are growing big time, and Richard's losing weight. So both a good deal there on the YouTube. So nice. Richard's doing this live stream now, so you definitely check that out. We're going to look at that in a quick second. I call Bitcoin on the top of the day, still in profit, so Richard's call is still looking good. Let's jump over to Richard Hart's live. So Richard Hart's doing a live. I understand this is YouTuber's Kevin. I think he's got over 1 million subscribers. He's asking a lot of questions, especially around the Origin wallet. And of course, that's where we're at the moment. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. I'll catch you later on in the day. A good chance I'll be doing a live stream again, and look forward to seeing you there with some new topics to cover. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, hope you enjoyed that one. Yeah, leave some comments if you want me to respond to those. I'll do that, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.